Question number 1. Using a cell phone while operating a motor vehicle is considered a distraction because, option A, it causes the driver to be concerned about the cost of the call. Option B, it occupies the driver's hands, eyes, and mind. Option C, it is an activity that draws the attention of other drivers. The correct answer is option B, because using a cell phone while driving is dangerous because it occupies the user's eyes, hands, and mind. Even the most skilled drivers increase their risk of being involved in a crash by using a cell phone on the road. Question number 2. If you have an argument with another person and you are angry, you should. Option A, loudly play the radio while driving so you won't think about your argument. Option B, take a few minutes to cool off before driving. Option C, drive on the interstate to let off steam. The correct answer is option B, because your emotions affect your ability to drive safely. If you are overly angry, excited, afraid, worried, or depressed, you should give yourself time to calm down before operating a vehicle. You need to be able to mentally focus on driving without thinking about the things that made you upset. Question number 3. The center of the roadway is marked with one solid yellow line and one broken yellow line. If the broken yellow line is directly next to your traffic lane, it means option A, you are not allowed to pass in this area. Option B, you are in a passing zone and it is safe for you to pass other vehicles on the left if no oncoming traffic is present. Option C, you are only allowed to make right turns in this area. The correct answer is option B, because when there is a solid yellow line and a broken yellow line in the center of the road, passing is permitted from the side of the road next to the broken line. Question number 4. When being passed by another vehicle. Option A, brake hard. Option B, maintain a constant speed. Option C, speed up. The correct answer is option B, because when being passed, you must yield to the passing vehicle and not increase your speed. Allow the vehicle to safely merge back into your lane. Question number 5. When can you drive in a bike lane? Option A, during rush hour traffic if there are no bicyclists in the bike lane. Option B, when you are within 200 feet of a cross street where you plan to turn right. Option C, when you want to pass a driver ahead of you who is turning right. The correct answer is option B, because if there is a bike lane, drive into the bike lane no more than 200 feet before a turn. Watch for bicyclists or motorcyclists who may get between your vehicle and the curb. Question number 6. This sign means option A, 4-lane traffic ahead. Option B, divided highway ahead. Option C, 2-way traffic ahead. The correct answer is option C, because warning signs are usually yellow with black markings. They alert you to conditions that are immediately ahead. This sign warns that you are leaving a separated one-way highway and will soon be driving on a 2-way highway. Question number 7. This sign means option A, no U-turn. Option B, no turning. Option C, no left turn. The correct answer is option A, because this sign indicates that you may not make a U-turn. You cannot turn around to go in the opposite direction at an intersection where this sign is posted. Question number 8. At an uncontrolled intersection where you cannot see cross traffic until you are just about to enter the intersection, the speed limit is option A, 15 mph. Option B, 25 mph. Option C, 20 mph. The correct answer is option A, because the speed limit for a blind intersection is 15 mph. An intersection is considered blind if there are no stop signs on any corner and you cannot see for 100 feet in either direction during the last 100 feet before crossing. Question number 9. It is necessary to use your low beams anytime you are. Option A, on a lighted street. Option B, on a freeway. Option C, in fog. The correct answer is option C, because use your low beams when driving in fog, snow, rain, or mist. Light from high beams will reflect off of precipitation, causing a glare and making it even more difficult to see. Some vehicles are equipped with fog lights that should be used in addition to low beam headlights. Question number 10. When changing lanes. Option A. Check your side mirror and look over your shoulder to make sure the lane is clear. Option B. Check the inside rearview mirror. Option C. Slow down. The correct answer is option A, because before changing lanes, you should check your side mirrors and look over your shoulder to make sure it is safe to proceed. Question number 11. If you can see that the roadway up ahead is covered by heavy smoke, you should. Option A. Turn on your four-way flashers and continue. Option B. Reduce your speed, move as far to the right as possible, and stop off the roadway. Option C. Turn on your high-beam headlights and continue. The correct answer is option B, because if you notice that the road ahead is covered by heavy smoke, reduce your speed immediately, drive as far as possible to the right, and stop off the roadway. Only then should you determine if it is safe for you to continue. Remember that certain kinds of smoke can irritate your eyes and lungs or even kill you. Question number 12. Always stop before crossing railroad tracks when, option A, there isn't room on the other side for you to completely cross the tracks. Option B, the railroad crossing is located in a city or town that has frequent train traffic. Option C, you are transporting 2 or more young children in a passenger vehicle. The correct answer is option A, because expect a train on any track, at any time, traveling in either direction. If you need to stop after crossing the tracks, wait until you can completely cross the tracks before proceeding. Make sure your vehicle clears the tracks before you stop. Question number 13. A flashing red traffic light at an intersection means option A, the same thing as a yield sign. Option B, the light is about to turn green. Option C, the same thing as a stop sign. The correct answer is option C, because A, flashing red light at an intersection means drivers are required to come to a complete stop, yield to traffic and pedestrians, and proceed when the way is clear. The same is true at a stop sign. Question number 14. To avoid hydroplaning while driving in rainy conditions, you should. Option A, drive at a speed appropriate for ideal conditions. Option B, apply your brakes as soon as your car starts to skid. Option C, slow down. The correct answer is option C, because when driving too quickly in wet conditions, your tires may lose all contact with the road surface. Loss of traction will cause the vehicle to ride on top of the water, which is called hydroplaning. The best way to prevent this from happening is to drive more slowly in rainy or wet conditions than you would when driving during ideal weather conditions. Question number 15. It is against the law to enter an intersection when, option A, you can't get all the way across before the light turns red. Option B, the light is flashing yellow and you didn't stop first. Option C, the light is yellow and you cannot stop safely. The correct answer is option A, because do not enter an intersection if you cannot get completely across before the traffic signal light turns red. If you block the intersection, you can be cited. Question number 16. At an intersection with a yield sign, you, option A, must yield the right-of-way to cross traffic that is close enough to cause conflict. Option B, must yield to vehicles only on your right. Option C, should slow down but never stop. The correct answer is option A. Because when approaching a yield sign, drivers must give the right-of-way to traffic already in the lanes that they intend to enter or cross. Drivers should be prepared to stop when approaching a yield sign, but may continue without stopping if there is no conflicting traffic. Question number 17. Your license can be suspended if you are under 21 and drive with a blood alcohol level of option A, 0.15% or more. Option B, 0.08% or more. Option C, any amount. The correct answer is option C. Because there is zero tolerance for alcohol use by drivers under age 21. If you are under 21, the detection of any trace of alcohol in your system will result in stiff penalties, including the suspension of your license for 2 years. Question number 18. Give the right-of-way to any pedestrian who is option A, in a marked crosswalk. Option B, in any crosswalk or intersection. Option C, crossing any street. The correct answer is option C, because drivers must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians who are crossing the street in any marked or unmarked crosswalk. In the interest of safety, drivers should yield the right-of-way to people crossing any street. Question number 19. This symbol is used for option A, dangerous intersections. Option B, slow-moving vehicles. Option C, yield signs. The correct answer is option B. Because A, reflective orange triangle on the rear of a vehicle means it travels only at slow speeds. You may see this sign on roadwork equipment, farm vehicles, or horse-drawn wagons and carriages. It appears as a solid orange triangle during the day and a hollow red triangle at night. Question number 20. On a green arrow, you must option A, yield to any vehicle, bicycle, or pedestrian in the intersection. Option B, yield to pedestrians only in the intersection. Option C, wait 4 seconds before proceeding. The correct answer is option A, because A, green arrow, means go. You must turn in the direction the arrow is pointing after you yield to any vehicles, bicycles, or pedestrians who are still in the intersection. Question number 21. Adjust your rear view and side mirrors. Option A, before you start driving. Option B, whenever you need to use them. Option C, before you get into the car. The correct answer is option A, because your safety and the safety of other drivers and pedestrians depends a lot on what you do before driving. Before moving your vehicle, you should adjust your seat, adjust your mirrors, fasten your safety belt, and secure items in and on your vehicle. Do not wait until your vehicle is moving to adjust your mirrors. Question number 22. When driving in fog, you should use your option A, fog lights only. Option B, high beams. Option C, low beams. The correct answer is option C, because it is best to postpone driving until a fog clears. However, if you must drive in the fog, you should do so slowly and use your windshield wipers and low-beam headlights. Question number 23. If you are driving and a tire suddenly goes flat, you should. Option A, rapidly pump the brake pedal several times. Option B, slow down gradually and not brake. Option C, press down on the brake pedal as hard as you can. The correct answer is option B, because if a tire blows out or suddenly goes flat while you are driving, grip the steering wheel firmly and keep the vehicle aiming straight. Take your foot off the accelerator and do not brake. Allow the vehicle to slow by itself and use the brakes gently, but only if necessary. Pull off the road when it is safe to do so. Question number 24. The speed limit in any alley is option A, 20 mph. Option B, 15 mph. Option C, 25F to map. The correct answer is option B. Because the speed limit in any alley is 15 mph. This is always the speed limit, whether or not it is posted.